Hello students, in the last part of statistics I have explained assume mean method and I have done up to number 12 of 14a, and today in this video I am going to explain step deviation method. In the last video I have done up to number 12 and let me show number 13 by using step deviation method. Here this marks and number of students, these two columns are given in the question. We have to first find class marks. In the previous sums I told you how to calculate class mark. For calculating class mark we have to add this lower limit and upper limit, and after adding these two we have to divide by 2. So here 0 plus 10 is 10. 10 divided by 2 it will be 5. So here you write 5. Similarly here 10 plus 20 30. 30 divided by 2 will be 15. I told you one tricks also, that here class size is 10. Since class size is 10, so here keep on adding 10. 5 plus 10 15, plus 10 it will be 25, plus 10 it will be 35, then 45, and ultimately it will be 55. So after calculating class mark, like assume mean method, we have to assume one value as mean. From these values we have to take one as mean, and I told you that it is always better to take something from the middle. Since there are 6 values, you can take either 25 or 35 as assume mean. Suppose we are considering 35 to be the mean. Next column is deviation. To calculate deviation, we have to subtract 35 from all this xi. So here it will be xi minus 35. Now in the first case it will be 5 minus 35. 5 minus 35 it will be minus 30. Second case 15 minus 35. 15 minus 35 is minus 20. 25 minus 35 minus 10. 35 minus 35 0. 45 minus 35 it will be 10, and 55 minus 35 it will be 20. So after calculating deviation, which is di, now we have to divide these deviations by the class size. Here class size is 10. 10 minus 0 10. 20 minus 10 10. So class size here is 10. So here h is 10. So minus 30 divided by 10 it will be minus 3. Minus 20 divided by 10 it will be minus 2. Minus 10 divided by 10 minus 1. 0 divided by 10 it will be 0. 10 divided by 10 1, and 20 divided by 10 2. Now we have to find the product. This product is calculated by multiplying fi with ui. Fi and ui. Now first case it is 12 and here it is minus 3, so it will be minus 36. In the next case 18 into minus 2 it will be minus 36. 27 into minus 1 is minus 27. 20 into 0 is 0. 17 into 1 is 17, and 6 into 2 is 12. The next step, we have to add all the frequencies and all the products, that is FIUI. If we add all the frequencies, 12 plus 18 plus 27 plus 20 plus 17 plus 6, then it will be 100. So summation FI will be 100. If I add all the products, minus 36, minus 36, minus 27, after adding these three, it will be minus 99. All the negative values will be added. So if I add all the negative values, it will be minus 99. And if I add 17 and 12, after adding these two will be 29. So all the negative values you add together, all the positive values you add together. Here you got minus 99, here it is 29. So this plus this, it will give minus 70. So summation FI UI is minus 70. So we got summation FI and summation FI UI. In this sum we have considered 35 to be the assumed mean. So we can write let assumed mean, and for assumed mean generally symbol A is used. So A B 35. We have to mention this one because we have assumed it. Here class size of class, you can write class size also. Class size H, here it is 10. Now we have to use the formula for mean. Mean symbol is x bar equals to A plus summation Fi ui divided by summation Fi into H. Here we have assumed A to be 35, so here it will be 35 plus summation fi ui, we got minus 70, so here it will be minus 70 divided by summation fi, we got 100, so it will be 100 into h. H is how much? H is 10 here in this sum. Now this 0 and this 0 can be cancelled. This 0 and this 0 also can be cancelled. So we are left with 35 plus minus minus 7, and 35 minus 7 is 28. Therefore required mean is 28, and that's the answer. In question number 14, the question is class intervals are given 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80 and 80 to 100, and corresponding frequencies are given 15, 18, 21, 29 and 17. Here also we have to calculate mean by assume mean method. In this sum, class interval and frequency, these values are given. We have to first calculate mid value, which is also called class mark. For class mark, how to calculate? 0 plus 20, 0 plus 20 is 20, 20 divided by 2 is 10, so we got 10, and here class size is 20, so here we have to keep on adding 20, 10 plus 20 it will be 30, 30 plus 20 will be 50, plus 20 70, plus 20 90, so we got the mid values or class marks. Now from these mid values we can consider anyone as the assumed mean. We can consider let 50 to be the assumed mean. Though there is no hard and fast rule that we have to take 50 only, any value can be taken, but here I have considered 50 to be A. To calculate deviation, we have to subtract 50 from these class marks. So 10 minus 50, it will be minus 40, 30 minus 50, it will be minus 20, 50 minus 50 will be 0, 70 minus 50, 20, and 90 minus 50, 40. After calculating DI or deviation, we have to divide all these deviations by the class size. Here class size is 20, 20 minus 0, 20. Since class size is 20, we have to divide this DI by 20. Minus 40 divided by 20, it will be minus 2. Minus 20 divided by 20, minus 1. 0 by 20, 0. 20 divided by 21, 40 divided by 22. So we got all UI. Now we have to multiply Fi with UI. In the first case it will be 15 into minus 2, it will be minus 30, 18 into minus 1, it will be minus 18, 21 into 0, 0, 29 into 1, 29, and 17 into 2, it will be 34. After calculating FIUI, now we have to add all the frequencies and all FIUI. If I add all the frequencies 15 plus 18 plus 21 plus 29 plus 17, it will give 100. And if we add all the FIUI, here it is minus 30 and minus 18. These two are negative, so these two will be added together and this will give minus 48. And 29 and 34, these two are positive, so these two if I add, I am going to get 63. Now 63 minus 48, it will be 15. So summation FIUI is 15 and summation Fi equal to 100. In this particular sum, we have considered 50 to be the assumed mean, and here height or the class size is 20. According to step deviation method, mean formula is x bar equals to A plus summation FIUI by summation Fi into H. Here we have considered A to be 50 plus summation FIUI, we got 15. Summation Fi is 100 into 20 because here class size is 20. 20 and 100 can be cancelled, so it will be 5. So we got 50 plus 15 by 5. 15 divided by 5, it will be 3. So it will be 50 plus 3, and 50 plus 3 is 53. Therefore, required mean is 53. In question number 15, class intervals are 50 to 70, 70 to 90, 90 to 110, 110 to 130, 130 to 150, and 150 to 170, and corresponding frequencies 18, 12, 13, 27, 8, and 22. Here we have to calculate mean by assume mean method. Now here class interval and frequency, these two values are given in the question. First step is we have to calculate class mark. To calculate class mark, we have to add this lower limit and upper limit, that is 50 plus 70, and after adding these two we have to divide by 2. So 50 plus 70 is 120, and 120 by 2 it will be 60. Here class size is 20. Since class size is 20, we have to add 20 with 60, then we will get 80, which will be the class mark for the next row. then 20, 100, plus 20, 120, plus 20, 140, and plus 20, 160. So by adding class size with the first value, we can get the other class marks. Now from these class marks, we have to consider anyone as assumed mean. And as I told you in the previous video, that if you take something from the middle, that is always better. So we have considered A equals to 100. That means 100 we have considered to be the assumed mean. Now in the next part, in the deviation, we have to subtract 100 from all the class marks. So 60 minus 100, it will be minus 40, 80 minus 100, minus 20, 100 minus 100, 0, 120 minus 100, 20, 140 minus 100, 40, and 160 minus 100, 60. After calculating deviations, we are to divide this deviation by the class size. Here class size is 20. So all these values we have to divide by 20. Minus 40 divided by 20, it will be minus 2. Minus 20 divided by 20, minus 1. 0. 20 divided by 20, 1. 40 divided by 20, 2. 60 divided by 20, 3. In the next column, it is Fi Ui, the product of Fi and Ui. So we have to multiply 18 into minus 2, 18 into minus 2, minus 36, 12 into minus 1, minus 12, 13 into 0, 0, 27 into 1, 27, 8 into 2, it will be 16, and 22 into 3, 66. Once we got Fi Ui, now we have to add these values. Here minus 36 and minus 12, these are negative values, so these two will be added together. These three are positive, so these three will be added together, and then if I add their sums, then it will be 61. Here 18 plus 12 plus 13 plus 27 plus 8 plus 22 will give 100. So we got summation Fi is 100 and summation Fi Ui is 61. As we have considered 100 to be the assumed mean, so we have to write like this: let assumed mean A be 100, and here class size, which is given age, equal to 20. Now mean x bar equals to A plus summation Fi Ui by summation Fi into h. This is the formula that we use to calculate mean in case of step deviation method. So A here is 100 plus summation Fi Ui. Summation Fi Ui we got 61. Summation Fi is 100 into class size is 20. 20 and 100 can be cancelled. We will get 5. So it will be 100 plus 61 by 5. Now here LCM of 5 and 1, because we can consider 1 here. So 1 and 5 LCM will be 5. 5 divided by 1, 5. 5 into 100, 500 plus 5 divided by 5, 1. 1 into 61, 61. So it will be 561 by 5. If I divide, I am going to get 112.2. Therefore required mean is 112.2. And remember one thing, any process you follow, whether it is direct method or assumed mean method or step deviation, in all the cases you must get the same answer. In question number 17, here class interval is 25 to 29, 30 to 34, 35 to 39, 40 to 44, 45 to 49, 50 to 54, and 55 to 59, and corresponding frequencies are 14, 22, 16, 6, 5, 3, and 4. In this particular question, frequency distributions are not continuous. Here you can see it is 25 to 29, but here it is 30 to 34. Since it is not continuous, so we have to convert it into continuous form, and for this we have to use conversion factor. We have to write like this: the given frequency distribution is not continuous, so we convert it into continuous by subtracting the conversion factor from the lower limit and adding it to the upper limit of each class interval. To calculate the conversion factor, we have to subtract the upper limit of the first class interval from the lower limit of the second class interval, and that one you have to divide by 2. Here lower limit of the second class interval is 30 and the upper limit of the first class interval is 29. So 30 minus 29 by 2, 30 minus 29 is 1, so 1 by 2, which will give 0.5. Since conversion factor is 0.5, so we have to subtract 0.5 from each lower limit, like 25, 30, 35, and we have to add the conversion factor to the upper limit. Here it is 29, so we have to add 0.5 with 29, 34, 39 and so on. Class interval in the given table is 25 to 29, 30 to 34, 35 to 39 and so on. So we have to make it continuous. For this I told you that you have to subtract the conversion factor from the lower limit and we have to add conversion factor to the upper limit. So from the lower limit of each class interval we have to subtract the conversion factor. So 25 minus 0.5, it will give 24.5, and we have to add the conversion factor to the upper limit. So 29 plus 0.5, it will be 29.5. Similarly from the 30, if we subtract conversion factor, it will be 29.5, and if I add 0.5 to 34, it will become 34.5. In this way we will get class interval which is continuous, and these are the frequencies. Now for class mark, we know the rule is we have to add these two values and we have to divide by 2. If I add these two, it will be 54. 54 by 2, it will be 27. Here class size is 5 because 29.5 minus 24.5 will give 5. So we have to add 5 to get the next class mark. So 27 plus 5, it will be 32. Plus 5, it will be 37. Plus 5, it will be 42. Plus 5, it will be 47. Plus 5, it will be 52. And if I add 5, it will be 57. So we got the class marks. Now from these class marks, we have to consider anyone as mean. We can consider, suppose A is 42. Now we have to subtract 42 from this class mark. So first one will be 27 minus 42. It will be minus 15. 32 minus 42, it will be minus 10. 37 minus 42, it will be minus 5. 42 minus 42, 0. 47 minus 42, it will be 5. 52 minus 42, it will be 10. And 57 minus 42, it will be 15. So in this way we got the deviations. After calculating the deviation, we have to divide each of them by the class size. Here class size is 5. So here H is 5. So here you write H is 5. And here we should write 42. Now all these deviations we have to divide by 5. Minus 15 by 5, it will be minus 3. Minus 10 by 5, it will be minus 2. Minus 5 by 5, it will be minus 1. 0 by 5, 0. 5 by 5, 1. 10 by 5, 2. And 15 by 5, 3. So we got these UIs. The next step, it will be FI UI, means we have to multiply frequency with UI. 14 and minus 3, if I multiply, it will be minus 42. 22 and minus 2, it will be minus 44. 16 into minus 1, it will be minus 16. 6 into 0, 0. 5 1 ja 5. 3 2 ja 6. 4 3 ja 12. Once the table is formed, then what we have to do next? We have to add all the negative numbers and all the positive numbers together. Here 5 plus 6, 11. 11 plus 12, it will be 23. And here if I add 44 plus 16, it will be 60. 60 plus 40, 100, 102. So it will be minus 102. So if minus 102 and 23 are added, it will be minus 79. And here if I add all the frequencies, that will give 70. So we got summation Fi is 70 and summation Fi UI is minus 79. As we have considered 42 to be the assumed mean, so let assumed mean A be 42 and here height or the class size is 5. We know the mean formula that is used in case of step deviation method, which is A plus summation Fi UI by summation Fi into H. A is 42 plus Fi UI is minus 79. Summation Fi is 70 into 5. Now this 5 and 70 can be cancelled. So it will give 14. So it will be 42 minus 79 by 14. Now LCM of 1 here, 1 and 14 is 14. 14 into 42, it will be 588. So here you write 588 minus 79. 588 minus 79 is 509. So it will be 509 divided by 14, and if you divide 509 by 14, it will be 36.356. Just because in the third place it is 6, which is more than 4, so we have to cut this and we have to add 1 here. So ultimately it will be 36.36. which is the required mean. So that's the answer. I hope this sum is clear, and the remaining sums of 14a you can do it yourself. Already I have shown you direct method, assume mean method and step deviation method. So that's all for today. In the next section I am going to start mode of group data. Till then, bye bye, take care and wait for the next part.